Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting and workshop of the Hyde Park Town Board. It's Monday, August 13th. Please join me while we pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so we have only been having one meeting per month for June, July, and August. So what we do is we combine both public comments on any of the resolutions along with public comment on any item of town business. So if anyone would like to go ahead and come up, comment on any of our resolutions, please join us at the podium now. It doesn't look like we have anyone, so we'll just move on to the two workshops that we have on the agenda. And I want to ask Howie, our wonderful highway super, to come on up and share. Why don't you and I'm sorry, I've forgotten you. Steve, come on and join us at the side table here, and we'll kind of. Yeah, right there is good because you're already set up with the microphones. So welcome and thank you for coming. And I know Howie's done actually a lot of work on the our radios and looked at a number of different options. And so Howie, maybe you want to just kind of walk us through those?
Yes, when I first started at the highway department, we had NICOMCO.
Okay.
The radios were good.
Do you want to just bring this a tad closer? Yeah.
And the service was great. Since then, we reduced the cost of the radios, but they don't work when we need them. During storms, which we seem to be getting a lot of lately with a lot of trees down, we're using our cell phones instead of the radios like we should be. So you have guys running heavy equipment, driving trucks, and really don't have a choice but to use their phones when you can't use the radios. So the service, I talked with Stephen, it costs a little bit more, not much more, but we'll have the service. Everything's backed up. It's a different kind of service, which I'll let him explain to you. I mean, it's more in his wheelhouse than me. But again, you know, they also have the emergency channel, which, you know, we've talked about, Aileen.
Yeah.
You know, trying to be able to communicate. We also don't have the same radios as the police department.
Right. And that would solve this problem?
It would.
Okay.
And I'm sure you got the letter from Kathleen today from the rec department.
Yep.
She had an emergency on the 4th of July. They couldn't talk amongst themselves through that radio. So it's something we need to do.
Okay, good.
And I have Stephen here, and he can explain the difference between the radios, the service.
Perfect, okay.
Yeah, so what the highway department's operating on now is what we would call a simplex system. They have their own repeater on top of that cell tower in the yard. That repeater transmits out and only goes so far. The radio communications, everybody's got to talk back to that tower, and then that tower broadcasts back out at like a low power. Coming over to NICOMCO systems, a digital system, and we maintain, I think it's at like 22 mountaintops now from Albany down to Westchester. They're all linked together, so the communication's seamless no matter where he is. If you had to run a truck up to Albany or something, he'll still be able to talk back to the base. Our systems are monitored and maintained by us 24/7, 365. There's power outages. We have backup generator powers on all our mountaintops. And we have guys monitoring the system 24/7, 365. We have service techs that are on call. They rotate shifts. If system goes down on a mountaintop, we got a guy right up there taking care of it within an hour, 2 hours tops. And if the mountaintop does go down, it wouldn't even really affect because it rolls to the next one because everything's linked together. With the proposal that I worked up for Howard, and we went back and forth and we were talking about the lease package is a 60-month lease package. And in that package, everything is covered. Meaning if the highway department gets a new truck, an old one comes out of service, NICOMCO comes out, does remove the old radio, install the new radio into the new rig at no charge. Antennas get broken off from low trees or something, that's all covered. Radio doesn't work in the car or something, we got a dedicated tech to the area, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. They come up, take a look at it, that's all included. The portables are covered, batteries are covered if they go bad, antennas get broken off, they're all covered. Pretty much, you put this line item in the budget, and you don't have to worry about anything from there forward. We take care of everything. So we guarantee all the equipment for the length of the 60-month lease.
So, so looking at your proposal, that's for $664 a month, is that right?
That's for the highway department.
That's for the
Yep.
highway?
When I got the phone call this morning for the Parks and Rec, they wanted to add 5 more portables, and we honored the special pricing that we gave you guys for the portables, so it'd still be that 29 each at 5 for an additional 145. And then the highway, or the police department would need another base station at their, at the dispatch center. So that channel will just be sitting there, so your dispatch would monitor that channel. You know, you guys will be able to talk back and forth. That base station is another $35 a month.
So do the police use NICOMCO now? Yeah, Rob, yeah, you, come on. Yeah, or, yeah, why don't you come on up here?
So I can tell you from my experience, in 23 years, we've always had NICOMCO since I've been here. I can't say enough about their service department. If we can't get a car down to them, they will come to us, and they've done it many times where they've come and repaired our radios in the cars right in our parking lot. What's nice is that they are only right down the road in Poughkeepsie. And again, anytime we've had any problem, we're able to get them right on the phone. Someone always answers the phone. Someone's always out. They're very understanding of the type of work that we do and the highway department does, and how important it is for us to have communications. And I think, really, I don't know why the whole town isn't on the same system.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that we get a better deal if we're all on the same system as well.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure how long ago it was that Highway Recreation went apart.
Yeah.
Currently, we have a portable radio at our headquarters that we monitor the highway department with.
Oh,
And
okay.
as Howie said, there's many times that we can't make out what the guys are saying. It's very important for us to monitor them as well as it is for them to be able to contact us, because there's many times where there's situations that arise, whether they're at someone's, in front of someone's house and they're complaining about their trucks being there, or someone's cutting someone's tree down. We had 2 highway guys last year that were almost run over by a car while they were flagging. If we monitor that, we can hear that ahead of time and be able to start getting the appropriate response out to them. But I can't say enough great things about NICOMCO. They're always there whenever we need anything, and anything gets repaired rather quickly. And if they can't fix it, they'll give you a new one. They're a very good company. They stand by their customer service.
So it really is a different type of service that you're supplying, right? Because what you're saying is that the current highway and rec service is, you can only communicate with each other, and really no one else is monitoring it? Is that your experience, or?
What we're experiencing is not being able to talk a lot of times during storms, or even certain areas we go to, we just can't
Mhm.
communicate, and guys are using their cell phones. And of course, you know, you're driving a big truck, you're driving heavy equipment, you really don't want to be on cell phone.
Right,
I mean,
absolutely. It's
who
a
wants
safety
to-
issue.
Who wants to answer for that?
Right,
you know?
sure.
So we just want radios that work, we want better service, and that's all it comes down to.
You want radios that work?
Imagine
How
that.
demanding. I
Well, at
didn't
least
know
if
you
you
were
pay
gonna
for it, you
want
want it
that.
to work, right?
Do you know what we're paying now?
Yes. For us right now, we are paying $525 per month for the highway.
Okay. So, really, it's not a substantial cost
And I don't have a
differential.
problem taking that out of my budget at all. You know,
You're so good.
We need it,
Okay,
you know?
good. All right, well, there's this additional advantage that you'll be in direct communication with the police, which if that doesn't make sense, I don't know what
We
does.
also talked about, having that emergency response channel that they have where,
Okay,
we know something bad's coming, we can get you
Yeah.
a portable, get Ken a portable, we can get it out, so we can all communicate instead of trying to go through phone lines that are down or cell service that isn't working.
And
Yeah.
especially recreation, when you start thinking about this time of year with summer camp,
Sure,
it's very important for them to be able to contact us,
well, sure.
in an emergency where we can start getting emergency services there as quickly as possible if need be, so.
Does recreation, do they have 5 right now?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll explore that
Yeah,
more
I'm
with
not sure
Kathleen.
either.
I'll take care of that. So, do you know if our lease when that expires with the current?
It's already expired.
Okay, good. All right, so I think my plan is to put a resolution on the agenda for our next meeting for September 7th, or no, 10th. Is that right, Donna? I think it's the 10th, okay? And so, do you want to get us a contract?
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, send us a contract, we'll get it reviewed and get it on the agenda for that day.
Absolutely.
Great.
And we'll put everybody on the same contract, the Parks and Rec, and
I think we can do,
Okay.
well, you know what, I need to
Probably
look
should
at
break
that.
it
You want to
down.
talk tomorrow, or I'll just need to look at the information from Kathleen.
okay.
You and I can communicate tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
I need to just figure that out, what she has but want to just wait until I get to that, and then it'd probably be easier to put it on one contract. So
Yeah.
I'll let you know tomorrow or in the next few days.
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. That'd be
Good.
great.
Sounds great. Well, thank you. Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much. Yeah. Okay, so before I continue, I did neglect to have a motion to accept the minutes of the July 16th meeting.
Oh, make a motion, we
Oh,
accept,
I'm sorry, yeah, to accept July 16th and July 26th.
make a motion, we accept those two?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So Warren, you're going to give us an update on the dissolution of our Hyde Park water districts.
And one sewer district.
Oh, wait, and one sewer district.
So, just to explain the resolution 813-3 that's on the agenda, which is resolution endorsing the proposed dissolution plan for the Arbors, Greenbush, Violet Avenue, Pinebrook Estates, Quaker Hills, and Greenfields water districts, and the Pine Plains and the Pinebrook Estates sewer district, and the scheduling for a public hearing on the proposed dissolution plans in accordance with the requirements of sections 774, 775, and 776 of the general municipal law. So in the town of Hyde Park, we have had the Arbors, Greenbush, Violet Avenue, Pinebrook, Quaker Hills, and Greenfields water districts, which are all special improvement districts that were established at various times, as stated in our resolution pursuant to Article 12 of the town law. And the Pinebrook Estates Sewer District is a special improvement district, also organized in accordance with Article 12 of the town law. That was in 2010. And as a result of the challenges that the town had experienced in maintaining the aging infrastructure of these water and sewer districts and the growing complexities of regulation of these districts, the town made a decision to undertake a study to see if the dissolution of these districts and transfer of the assets and subsequent dissolution of these districts would be in the best interest of the town and the districts and the properties within those districts. And the transfer would be to Dutchess County Water and Wastewater Authority, which is much more able to handle administration of these districts than certainly the town of Hyde Park and probably other municipalities. So to advance this, the effort, a reorganization study committee was organized that consisted of representatives from the town board, the various district advisory committees, and DCWWA staff, and RSC was assigned the task of developing reorganization studies for each of these districts, which were done. The efforts culminated in the preparation of a reorganization study plan evaluating the district resolutions and transfer to DCWWA, all of which were dated February 2015. There was one additional district that was studied, that was the Greenfields Sewer District, but because of bonding that's in place, federal bonding, we can't dissolve that at this time. So that's not included in the dissolution plan at this point. So these studies, which are going to be on file and available for any member of the public or the districts to examine, will be on file in the clerk's office. They consisted of quite detailed descriptions of engineering evaluations, financial reviews and evaluations, discussions of methodologies and processes for the proposed transfer of ownership to DCWWA, together with, of all the assets of these districts, together with the eventual dissolution of the districts after the transfer pursuant to Article 17A of the General Municipal Law. The town board held hearings on those studies, and after the conduct of those hearings, determined to move forward with the dissolution of those districts. And the first step was to enter into a fairly detailed agreement with DCWWA that was dated July 2015, which provides in more detail how each district, the assets of each district would be transferred to DCWWA, the process for that, copies of the maps and plans and reports, and there are descriptions of maps of the boundaries of those districts, all of which are included in each of those studies and is referred to in the agreement, which is also going to be available for anybody to examine in Dutchess County Clerk's office pending the hearing, which we're going to schedule tonight. In furtherance of that project, the town actually closed title on the Pinebrooks Estates Water District, the Pinebrook Estates Sewer District, the Violet Avenue Water District, the Arbors Water District, Quaker Hills Water District, and the Greenbush Water District, all on September 15, 2015. At that time, all of the assets of those districts were transferred to DCWWA in accordance with that agreement. And DCWWA assumed, pursuant to that agreement and pursuant to the transfer, to undertake the future maintenance, operation of those systems and the provision of water and sewer services to the residents and the properties within that district. We also closed title on the Greenfields Water District on March 2nd, and again, all of the assets, including cash on hand, fund balances, everything was transferred to DCWWA in order to allow them to utilize that for the operation of the districts. So since the date of the transfer, all of the systems have been operated and by DCWWA. They have formulated the necessary zones of assessment that they need through the county to take over the taxation of those districts. We've been relieved of that obligation. And at present, the districts themselves perform no function. The last phase of this portion of the operation is to dissolve those districts. So what we did was, in the plan for each of the districts, there was a proposed dissolution plan attached to that, which contemplated a more formal dissolution plan at a later date after the transfer. So I have taken each one of those proposed dissolution plans that were part of the studies, and I've updated them now to include all the documentation and information concerning the actual transfer to DCWWA. So those plans will be available also to the public and for inspection prior to the schedule of the public hearing. They're similar to what were in the studies, but are different because they're updated to include the actual transfer documentation and information. And we will be conducting a public hearing, I believe, on the, what was the date?
The 10th.
On the 10th of September.
Yes.
We have to publish a notice of the public hearing and a summary of each plan, which will be a very brief summary of the plan, with the notice all in one, which I will prepare and give to Donna because it has to be filed no less than 10 days and no more than 20 days prior to the public hearing, but I think we're okay with that date. Don't you think, Donna, if I get that to you by the end of the week?
Should be okay. Earlier, the better.
Earlier the better?
Yes.
Okay. Let's try to keep with that date. I'll try to get it to you before the end of the week. That's what it's all about. We're assuming that everything has been operating smoothly. We've heard no complaints from any of the residents within the district. We've heard no complaints from Dutchess County Wastewater Authority. It seems to be functioning just as we planned, and this will be the final stage in the closing out of those districts. And then several years down the line, someone will do the dissolution of the Greenfields Sewer District. So, just wanted to explain it. I hope people understand it,
Yeah, but I mean, it was an involved process.
it was
and-
quite a process.
And like you said, the actual transfer happened, well, more than 2 years ago now, but
Right.
it's a two-step process.
Right.
And actually, when we came into office, the Harbour Hills had not been dissolved, even though the Water Authority had assumed management of it and ownership of it many years before. So it's good to get this taken care of in its final form. And yeah, we're very happy with the results of the transfer. The Water Authority is improving a number of the systems, the Pinebrook Sewer, Pinebrook Water, and the Greenfield Sewer. They have been able to obtain substantial grant funding through the EFC for the improvement of those districts, which will make it much more affordable for the residents. And, you know, you didn't exactly come out and say it, but you alluded to it, that, you know, they had a lot of deferred maintenance, and they really needed a major overhaul. So it's good. It's a very lengthy and involved process, and
This
it'll
will
be good.
finish us out. The only
Finish.
remaining district that we have, of course, well, the district has also been transferred the assets, so we still carry it as an open district, but we don't operate that. It's the Vanderburg Cove district,
Okay.
which is partially in the town of Hyde Park and Rhinebeck. And we're anticipating getting the documentation from DCWWA to schedule a closing for that and an eventual dissolution. I'm sure both municipalities will be very happy when that occurs.
Yeah, and, you know, the Water Authority continues to be a very good partner for Hyde Park. We've relied on them tremendously for advice in the development of our current Route 9 sewer project. You know, just a brief update on that initiative is that, you know, through another grant, NYSERDA, we obtained monies to do a engineering and planning report to detail how we could develop a sewer for the commercial area on Route 9. And, you know, again, that was a kind of involved process. There were a lot of stakeholder meetings, a steering committee involved in that, not unlike the one for the dissolution of the districts. And, you know, the planning and engineering report identified 3 options for a Route 9 sewer district. And, you know, with the feedback from the stakeholders in the community, the property owners, we've kind of narrowed down onto option 2A, which is an $18 million sewer project. And that would essentially go from the Vanderbilt estate to Roosevelt. And then with the addition of a few other properties to the south, they would either be customers of the district or it would be an extension of the district. And so the status of that is that, you know, now that we've gotten rid of all the other ones, we're like, oh, we're lonely now. So we're plunging ahead on that, and it's a very complicated map plan and report is the next step, which you will see. We have on the agenda tonight a resolution to seek requests for proposals, and that is to produce the map plan and report, which is the document that is provided to all the people that would be part of the district, because only district members pay for any type of service provided for a district. So this document, this map plan and report, we'll let people know what the district will cost, the type of infrastructure, and what it would be for each parcel. So that is on the agenda tonight. We have a $75,000 grant from Dutchess County to fund that map plan and report. It may be that it may actually cost more than the $75,000, which we will kind of see how that all shakes out once we get the proposals in. But that is the next step for the formation of this district. And, you know, that we've put a tremendous amount of effort and focus onto this, because really that has been the identified weakness in Hyde Park for so many decades, that we just don't have the infrastructure to develop a vibrant town center. So that has really been very consuming of our time, and I think that we are doing really very well. We have accumulated thus far $5.3 million in pledged grants for the $18 million project. That still leaves a fairly substantial gap of almost 13 million, which doesn't, some of the stakeholders felt that that was prohibitively expensive for them to endorse it, or for them to vote in favor of a district in some capacity. There's a couple of different routes that you could use to form a district, and we haven't exactly decided on which one it would be. But, you know, but the important point is that we're looking at a borrowing of about $13 million to fund the district. That's the 18 million minus the 5 million that we've have pledges and grants. So that leaves a debt service on 13 million. And with any district, you have, in addition to the capital cost, that's the borrowing, you have the operation and maintenance costs that are associated with the district. And the challenge in that is that the more customers you have in the district, the more affordable that maintenance cost. So the district that we're looking at is not a large one. It's fairly small. So again, that feeds into the total cost for the stakeholders, and that's a number that will be evaluated by them as they contemplate whether they support a district or not. So there's a couple, as I say, there's a couple of grant items on the agenda tonight. The one is to begin the map plan and report process, and that is it's in addition to identifying the cost, it's identifying the actual infrastructure that will go in place. And so there's a lot involved in that in terms of research on appropriate locations and a lot of legal aspects to it. So that's one portion. That's one item on the agenda. And then the other is that allowing the town to submit an application through the Water Improvement Act. And that is something that we have talked to Senator Serino about, and the information appears that we don't yet really qualify, or we won't rank highly for this grant because we haven't yet formed the district, and that is one of the requirements. But you know, we were encouraged by the senator to apply anyway, so that's we're going to look at that, and what is really part of the application is that you have to provide a lot of details on how your district is formed, and we don't really have those yet. So in preparation for doing that application, that's also on there. So again, you know, it's a two-pronged process where you're looking at the actual construction of the infrastructure, and then the other part is the money. And you know, we just keep working on the money part and hope that we can bring it to a level that the stakeholders consider it affordable. So lots of sewer talk today.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So okay, good. So should we go ahead and start with the resolutions then? Dave,
Sure.
do
Do we have to make a motion to,
Oh, you're
We're
right.
adding
Thank
one
you.
of the
Yes,
days.
yes, yep. We're going to add a resolution at the dais. Can I have a motion to do so? That's the commencing the local law adoption process for a local law amending Chapter 90 of the Town Code with regard to obligations to maintain sidewalks.
Yeah, I'll
Do you,
just-
do you
yeah.
want to explain that when we get to it, or do you want to explain it now?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
explain when we get
So
to
the
it.
Okay.
motion is to put it on the agenda,
Yes,
right?
yes, it
Need a
is.
second, I think.
And-
Second.
Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the first one tonight was a change also, but I guess it's number one, so just.
Oh, okay, no, it's just a minor change, so we
Right.
didn't need to
Okay.
have it, yep,
Okay.
okay.
Resolution 813-1 of 2018, resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with Neil KRUPNIK to provide website services for the town of Hyde Park.
Second.
And I just want to kind of explain this also and give a very hearty thank you to Steve Hughes
Yep.
for providing wonderful service to the town for more than 15 years as our webmaster. And he has done an outstanding job in that capacity. But to just bring everyone up to speed, we have undertaken a project to create a new website. And it's a very involved process, and I thank all the people that are here tonight for their help, because it's, we're really trying to update the content, update the presence, because really it is our presence in the world. So there's going to be a lot of time required for this undertaking in terms of bringing the information from the old website to the new one, and to creating documents and just a public face that will allow the general public to access information at a much greater level. Our goal is to have a lot of our forms online so that people can easily submit them. A lot of them will not be submittable via the website, a lot of our building and planning forms, because there is often the attachment of documents that are needed. But I know, for the town clerk, there's a lot of things that it really just should increase efficiency and be a much more friendly experience for people. But again, it's going to be a lot of time, and, Steve was very generous with his gift of time, and we appreciate that, but it's now time for the town to pull together and enter the 21st century with this new site. So, and then just one final thing, I just wanted to mention that Neil has been a wonderful, amazing volunteer for the town, and he's also on the ZBA in addition, which is, of course, a volunteer position, but he is doing that and has volunteered a tremendous amount of time already. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 813-2 of 2018, resolution authorizing highway superintendent to auction surplus highway equipment.
Second?
And all in favor?
Aye. Resolution 813-3 of 2018, resolution endorsing proposed dissolution plan for the Arbors, Greenbush, Violet Avenue, Pinebrook Estates, Quaker Hills, and Greenfields Water District, and the Pinebrook Estates Sewer District, and the scheduling of the public hearing on the proposed dissolution plans in accordance with the requirements of Section 774, 775, 776 of the General Municipal Law.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And again, that will be September 10th, the public hearing at 7:05.
Resolution 813-4 of 2018, resolution approving budget revisions to the Town of Hyde Park for the period of July 2018 budget revisions number 2018-07.
Second?
And all in favor?
Aye. Resolution approving selection of a professional firm to perform the 2018 fiscal audit for the town of Hyde Park.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 813-6 of 2018, resolution accepting the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee Grant Award for 2018 to 2019 for the Hyde Park Police Department.
Second?
And all in favor?
Aye.
And we have Rob Benson here tonight, and he's does a great job of applying for grant money, so thanks for that, Rob.
Resolution 813-7 of 2018, resolution acknowledging the resignation of the town of Hyde Park Police Chief Eric Paolilli.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
I was almost going to say no.
No,
Yeah, no, but, you know, can't thank Chief Palilli enough. He's been a wonderful chief and just a contributor to Hyde Park, and I know he's been a great mentor for you, Rob, and we just wish him the best in his new pursuits, and going to miss him, so.
Resolution 813-8 of 2018, resolution appointing acting chief of police for the Hyde Park Police Department.
And that acting chief is Robert Benson, so one's sad, one is happy.
Yeah.
Happy resolution.
Yeah.
So we're congratulations, Rob. And
Yeah,
we're very
congratulations,
excited
Rob.
to work with you, and
Thank
we know that you're going to do a great job, so,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Appreciate the faith you have in me.
Well, we do. Hey, it's based on experience, so that's great, yeah.
Many
And-
years.
And so.
Dave has the second.
Dave
Oh,
did the
second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's see what number 9 is. Resolution 813-9 of 2018, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Police Assistant Jennifer LaFevi to carry over accrued vacation time.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 813-10 of 2018, resolution authorizing Town of Hyde Park Building Department Municipal Secretary Maureen Simmons to carry over accrued vacation time.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 813-11 of 2018, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Planning Board Secretary Cynthia Palestina Whitman to carry over accrued vacation time.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 813-12 of 2018, resolution authorizing the release of the balance of escrow from the Town of Hyde Park Planning Board according to resolution number 18-E.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 813-13 of 2018, resolution authorizing the release of the balance of escrow from the Town of Hyde Park Planning Site Compliance Inspection Account 16-38 for Barry's Bed and Breakfast.
And second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 813-14 of 2018, resolution authorizing the release of the balance of escrow from the Town of Hyde Park Zoning Board of Appeals according to resolution number 18-BZ.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye. Resolution 813-15 of 2018, resolution approving alcohol use at the Hyde Park Rotary's Horseshoe Tournament at Hackett Hill Park.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 813-16 of 2018, resolution authorizing entrance onto the property located at 10 Parker Avenue, Town of Hyde Park, to bring the property into compliance with the standards of Chapter 85-5B of the Town Code and to assess the cost of such action against the property as a lien and charge on the same.
Okay, so,
Second.
and all in favor?
Aye.
But Rich came tonight, and I'm sorry, Rich, I should have had this the first on the agenda. Next time we will. I didn't mean to make you sit here through this whole thing, but do you want to just give us an update on?
Sure. It's, I've been in contact with Wells Fargo, who owns the house,
Okay.
for the last couple of months, and for some reason, they just don't want it to, do anything with property, so we're gonna have to take matters into our own hands. And,
So they've been served notice.
They've been served notice, certified mail, I've been emailing them, calling them on the phone,
Yeah,
so they're well aware
yeah,
of the situation.
yeah.
Sending them photos.
So this is the first trial run of our new law, right?
Yeah.
And do you think it seems a lot more streamlined?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then the next step will be for us to just take action. Is that right?
Just take action. We either do it internally or hire somebody.
Okay.
And just, we should note that there were two properties. One received notice and the other came into
Right.
Yeah.
conformity.
The other one was, which one was?
The old gas station.
Oh,
Oh,
And he told me the other day he hired the same contractor that does suites,
okay.
funeral parlor, so.
I think I've heard that one before.
yeah. Right, we've heard a lot from that place.
Yeah. Okay, well, good, but this, I know I've had a lot of complaints about 10 Parker. It's pretty egregious,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that there's a a car that's parked there, but it does have plates on it,
Well,
right?
that part, it's not there all the time.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think someone's staying in the house, or?
No.
No.
It is.
Parking.
Oh, oh,
Is, the one that lives at 12,
oh, parks in,
says that somebody does park there.
oh,
It's not, they don't live there.
oh, okay. All right, well, good. Well, thank you. Thanks for the update. So,
Right.
we'll see, right?
Yes,
Okay. What-
Okay.
Did we do a vote?
We
John?
did.
Okay.
okay.
Thanks,
Resolution
Rich.
813-17, resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign a change order agreement with Transitional Builders, Inc. for the Pine Woods Park Maintenance Building roof repair.
Second.
And this is the kind of change order I like, because we're
Yeah.
getting $225 back.
Yeah.
That doesn't usually happen.
Yeah.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 813-18 of 2018, resolution authorizing the town supervisor to execute a change order extending the term and modifying the payments for the shared services agreement, IMA, between the town of Hyde Park and the county of Dutchess for snow removal.
Second?
And all in favor?
Aye.
And just want to thank Howie for continuing with this program. It's worked out in the past, but, you know, we'll just have to keep monitoring it to see if it is valuable for you, because a number of towns don't participate, but we have found it to be worthwhile. So as long as you have enough personnel and machinery, so, but thanks. Thank you, Howie.
I could use that money you saved from the
Uh,
department.
Well, but we have to get you new radios.
That's a 5-year contract. Okay, Resolution 813-19 of 2018, resolution authorizing the town supervisor to execute professional services agreement for engineering services for the town of Hyde Park with Clark Patterson Lee.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So Morris Associates has notified us that they are being purchased by Clark Patterson Lee. So, you know, Pete Sotero will continue to be our engineer, and we're just basically being absorbed, so.
Right.
Yeah, and the Clark Patterson Lee basically will be signing an agreement indicating that they're going to be, will comply with all the terms and conditions of our current agreement with Morris Associates for professional services to the town.
Good.
Good.
Please repeat.
Okay, resolution 8, what's this?
I think-
Dash,
Yes.
well, whatever, 20.
20.
Resolution authorizing the town clerk and town engineer to solicit proposals for engineering services to prepare a map, plan, and report for a Route 9 Central Sewer District.
Second?
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we'll get you that in the next few days, Donna.
Resolution 813-21, resolution of the town board of the municipality of the town of Hyde Park agreeing to maintain, repair, and energize a pedestrian lighting system on or along state highway within the geographical jurisdiction of the municipality. Such highway identified as US Route 9, State Highway 453, County of Dutchess.
Second.
And just to explain this resolution, we are, with the benefit of a $500,000 grant from our Assemblywoman Dee Dee Barrett, installing pedestrian level lighting along Route 9 in the new sidewalk area. Actually, we're going to start at the end of Commer, and it will go up to the south end of Park Plaza. And so the DOT, when you do any improvements, you have to sign a maintenance agreement that you'll assume the cost of repair, et cetera. So we already had a maintenance agreement with them, but we just had to update it to include this pedestrian level lighting. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, resolution 813-22 of 2018, resolution authorizing the town supervisor to submit a grant application for sewer funding from the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation.
Second?
And all in favor?
Aye. This has been added to the day.
At the dais,
Okay.
yep.
This is the last one.
Yep.
Resolution 813-23 of 2018, resolution commencing local law adoption process for local law number F, letter F, of the year 2018, entitled "A Local Law Amending Chapter 90 of the Town Code with regard to obligations to maintain sidewalks."
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Warren,
want me
did
to
you want, I'm sorry, yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, we have established a policy now for new subdivisions where where there's going to be a town road that's dedicated to the town. We now want to shift the responsibility for the construction and maintenance of those sidewalks, and also shifting of the liability for accidents that occur in those sidewalks to the homeowners who are adjacent, who will be adjacent to the new road and to the sidewalk. So this will apply to the 54 Hyde subdivision,
Which is the enclave, which
Yeah,
is off
enclave.
of Cream Street,
So
so,
we promised to get this on because we're trying our best to cooperate to see that development approval completed and the project started. So that's why we put it on the dais tonight. We have another subdivision that's pending, which will also have dedicated roads and sidewalks. When we get approval for that subdivision, we'll amend this local law to include the roads within that subdivision.
okay, great. So, with that, do we have, anyone else have anything to add? No, good, all right, so then may I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn?
And a
Second.
second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Adjourn.
That was-
There's a lot of talking tonight.